He started his company with some friends at university. 14 years and billions of users later, Mark Zuckerberg found himself at the heart of America's democracy, delivering an apology.
We didn't take a broad enough view of our responsibility, and that was a big mistake. And it was my mistake. And I'm sorry. 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 Sorry.
Sorry.
Is the breeding ground for vast swarms of black. Excellent food for a lizard, if it can catch them.
What? I was open! Oh my god! What are you?
I'm gonna run. You're gonna die.
In the early morning,
I'm pretty sure you can't even be games.
Lizards emerge from the cracks in the
You're so tough, how come we can't even beat
Oh my god,
it?
just shut the hell up.
No. You suck. What the hell? Whoa!
The males.
Oh my god.
What the hell was that?
As you can see from his marvelous.
Why would you do that? You friggin' idiot.
But it's not
You broke it.
that impresses. It's the underside.
There's some pretty good ones, especially, you know, one of the crazy things when you do these live Q&As is some of them are very silly. So we got one. Mark, are the allegations true that you are secretly a lizard? I'm gonna have to go with no on that. I am not a lizard, but you know, keep the high quality.
The Dinosauroid,
Please,
a hypothetical creature, humanoid in form, reptilian in biology.
If we continue getting stuff, there's actually a lot of funny stuff in here too.
Hands like ours, skin like a snake's, brain like ours, eyes of a dinosaur. A dinosauroid mother would have given live birth, as do some species of snakes and lizards today. But with no mammary glands, she would have regurgitated solid food
For many
her
centuries,
baby.
man has searched for tools to help him with complex calculations. I suppose the fingers were the first. 10 of them, they're easy to use, they're portable, but they're limited in application. Recently, a theory has emerged that this was built 5,000 years ago as a complex astronomical computer to calculate the movements of the sun and the moon. It sounds hard to accept, but if this really was a computer, I thought it'd be interesting to compare it with one of the early large-scale computers that were around in the 50s. There's many similarities. Firstly, very few people understood how they worked. At Stonehenge, you had to be a member of a hierarchical priesthood, and it took several years before you learnt its secrets. On the early computers, you had to have a degree in mathematics before you were even allowed through the computer room door. At the time Stonehenge was built, the society was mainly agricultural. Forecasting the seasons was vital. From the position of the rising sun in relation to these stones, the approach of spring and winter could be forecast. But if you wanted to reprogram Stonehenge to base the calendar on lunar cycles instead, the stones would have to be moved. It didn't take much less effort to reprogram those old, unreliable 50s computers, and within 10 years, they were replaced. Stonehenge lasted 1,200 years, but eventually it too became redundant. This morning, we can see the sun, but the climate changed, and no longer was it visible on enough days to justify its existence. So it was abandoned and left to what it is today, a mysterious but rather magnificent pile of old stones.
I wouldn't say it was the best voice quality I've ever heard on a phone, but it was okay. The big drawback to the iPhone, in my opinion, is